Hey, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Joey Sampaga. Hope your real estate business is going well in this crazy market. Now, I'd like you all to give us a quick intro of who you are, how long you've been in the business, and what got you into the business. Let's start there.
Okay. Want me to start, ladies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since I'm a pro here. Okay. So let's see, it's been about 2.5 years. I jumped into this crazy business during COVID. My husband's been in the business for well over 20 years. And when we were all, stuck in our house and just the kids running around, I was listening to his phone conversations. And that's when, obviously rates dipped down and he's doing all these refis. And he had always kind of mentioned it to me, like, you really need to get in this business. And just listening to him talk to his clients and what he was doing, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could totally do this. And why wouldn't I? So that kind of pushed me. And being stuck home, I was able to literally lock myself in the room, do the hours. Kids were crazy running outside. My father-in-law was stuck with us for those months. So that's really what got me into it, like to actually, do the actual classes and get it done and study. And probably the best decision I've made, because again, I got into it during the refi boom. I had no business at all because everyone that was refiing with their lender. And I'm like, I don't even have clients. I'd never done a purchase. So it's kind of crazy how everyone's like, oh, you must have killed it when rates were 2s. I'm like, nah, I made no money, but I learned a lot. And now it's so exciting and I get to meet amazing people. And that's what I've been doing for the past 2.5 years, is just meeting rock star partners. And yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
Jessica Benevento with Movement Mortgage. And now we have Megan Urquidez with eXp Realty with the JP Anthony team. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, wow. Jessica has 2.5 years. I've had 6 months.
6 months. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Baby.
Yeah, very much a baby, like the total noob here. But I had actually been teaching for 10 years before I got into real estate. And I think it was just towards the last 2 years, teaching online and being a new mom, I kind of started to get like that teacher burnout kind of mode where you're just like, oh, like every day feels just a little bit harder. And I'm like, what can I do that's something new? That's something, it's a little bit more of an adventure, something I can really like push myself to do. And one of my students actually was like, Miss, you like to talk to people. Maybe you should try something new. Like, try real estate. My mom does.
Oh, there you go.
The whole thing about here's what it's like, and I think you'd be great at it. And I was like, my students are smart kids. I feel like they know what they're talking about. So I jumped into it, and it was during teaching at home during COVID, and so I was able to like just get through all my classes, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, the knowledge itself was the best part, but I just needed a new change, needed a new adventure, and I happened to find an amazing team to jump on with. And 6 months later, doing the same thing Jessica's doing and meeting amazing people and finding that this might actually be where I was supposed to be.
Oh, awesome. And then we have Sarah Zocolo with Security Title Agency.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Here.
Yes.
So I'm an escrow officer. I have a couple assistants, but I am out of our Ocotillo office. I've been in the real estate world for 8 years. Worked at a lender. At first, I was a loan officer assistant for 2 years.
Okay.
A boyfriend at the time's mom was an agent and she was getting overwhelmed. So I took the test, got my license, became her buyer's agent. And then I was still working part-time as a translator for a different company. So I wanted something more from home. So I ended up moving to a transaction coordinator. I've kind of worn all the hats at this point. So I was a transaction coordinator at Revelation Real Estate, which is now under eXp for almost 5 years. Worked with about 35, almost 40 agents, transaction coordinating for them. So I did about 80 transactions a month that I managed. Yeah. It was a good time.
Hey.
And right when Revelation was making the move to eXp, I had some other life changes, stopped my other job and wanted something in person. So the marketing rep I worked with at a different company got me a position as an escrow officer assistant.
Mhm.
3 days later, the COVID shutdowns happened. So the in-person thing that I wanted
Yeah.
was a little interesting. And then that's been about 3 years that I've been in the actual escrow side, 2.5, almost 3 years coming up in March. And I worked my way from an assistant to my own escrow officer. And now I have my own assistant, and
Awesome.
it's a great time. Yeah. I get
Hard
to
work pays
introduce
off.
people together, and we get to build teams together and help people.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we'd like to
Yeah.
thank Sherry Griffin with Security Title for getting you all on the show. And so the things that we're going to talk about today, well, what I'd like to talk about is things that you guys are doing right now to keep business going in this crazy market, right? A little kind of crazy. Right. It's starting to settle down a little bit, but it's manageable. Yes. And then we're going to talk about a special marketing thing that you guys are starting to do together. We're excited to hear about that. And just a little teaser on that. It's marketing for teachers. Right. And then we'll just probably talk about the real estate market in general. And then whatever comes up. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, why don't we start with Jessica? Jessica, tell us what you are doing right now to keep business going.
So what am I doing to keep business going? Well, and I would probably tell everyone and anyone in this business, I started coaching. My husband started coaching a couple months back, and I was very hesitant. I'm like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. And as soon as I jumped into it, I'm like, oh my gosh, how much did I need it? And it's really just like, so I started a coaching program with his coach, and it's every day for like 15 minutes on the phone. And it's literally just, hey, you could do this. Hey, make the phone calls. Hey, like, it's just kind of like a boost of confidence, a boost of, some ideas of what other people are doing. And it keeps me accountable.
Sure.
And what the coolest thing is, because I'm a connector and a helper by nature, is that I get to pass that on to my agent partners and my, everyone in my business. So it's pretty cool. So that's really what's getting me going. It's keeping positive, not getting into that negative talk of, oh, this market sucks, rates suck. They're so high right now. They're not. Like it's just kind of switching up that mindset and just staying really positive.
So you're coaching loan officers as well as your agents that you work with.
No, I'm actually just I'm getting coached, but then I'm passing that on to agents. Yeah. Like I'll send a silly video, be like, stay positive. Like just because it feels good. It feels good it's amazing to be helped and coached and then to pass that on to other people.
Absolutely.
It's just, again, staying in that positive mindset.
Yeah. One of the things I find is whenever I learn something and I teach it, I learn it even more.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. And it feels so good. Yeah, it really feels good. So to get that back, like, that was a great message. Thank you. I'm like, oh, it just feels really good. And if we keep doing that, it's just going to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Megan, you are new to the industry and you got in when things started to turn.
Just a little bit, yeah.
And it's actually a good thing. It's a good time to get in because if you do well in this in this market, you're going to do well when
any market
changes.
I mean, that's heard honestly. So I feel like when I first started, I was like, oh man, this is a different time. It's turning. It's going to be interesting. And all the other realtors like, no, this is good because you haven't been spoiled the last couple of years. So you're coming into a part where it's a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more where you have to have the skills to pay the bills kind of, kind of thing. So I was like, okay, well, I won't be too disheartened by that.
Yeah. I like that. Skills to pay the bills.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you decided to join a team rather than go solo. What made you decide to do that?
Well, originally I've had my license 2 years and I started out at Keller Williams and I was by myself and I was there for an entire year and it felt like no direction and no real support in order to help the new agents. And I was like, I'm kind of lost. Like I have my license, I'm at a brokerage. Now what do I do? And so for me, I just didn't feel like it was the right fit. And so eventually I found my team and 6 months ago, found my JP Anthony team. And it has just been amazing. I mean, the support, the guidance, direction, the knowledge base that comes from my team lead has just been phenomenal. So
awesome.
It was the right choice.
Okay. And Sarah, I know that you're helping loan officers and real estate agents. So what are you doing to do your thing? I mean, I know great customer service, security title is awesome. So tell us more.
So, I mean, even stuff like this, I met Megan through, she was a cross sale agent on a deal with an agent that I work with often. And, we were chatting about something else throughout the process, and I found out that she was newer, and we had some problems with the lender on the transaction. And I was instantly like, you need to meet Jessica. She is the one. You have the same personalities, like the same go-getter drive.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing a lot, is trying to help agents and lenders re-meet new people, build their knowledge base. Even for agents to agents, it's great to get together. I helped one person who was solo move on to a team, and so that's kind of where we've been leveraging our knowledge base. Is just, I know so many agents, know so many lenders, work with them, and I know their personalities. They're not transactions, it's deals with friends and like family members to me at this point.
Sure.
So I take pride in being able to match people up and help them out. And
perfect.
Because with it being slower, everyone freaks out and they're like, well, this is it, it's done. But I'm like, this is the time to regroup, rebuild. If you need to move now.
Yeah.
Because it will pick back up at some point. It won't be COVID crazy, but it will. So it's good to get settled and get your ducks in a row, whatever, in order now. So we help with that. Sherry and I work together with a lot of marketing stuff and doing those things to help boost, to get you guys back out there. It's time to do open houses again, and whatever we can do, we do.
Yeah, we actually have to work. Agents have to work. We
I know.
have to go do open houses now, right?
Conversation of sorry, but you have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. When we say COVID crazy, at first when COVID happened, I mean, we're thinking, oh gosh, the market's just going to tank. I mean, it was complete opposite, right?
Yeah.
So it was crazy, and things were just happening, and seller agents were just like super awesome, supposedly, because anybody would buy or buy above market asking price. And so it was crazy. Now things are getting normal, right? It's going back to normal, and agents have to actually work, right? They have to market.
Is back.
Negotiating is back. Yep. Inspections are back. I mean, all these things are back. So before we actually jump into the marketing for teachers, I mean, what are you doing right now to stay in front of your clients? And I know you just started, but what are you doing to meet new clients? And let's start with Jessica.
So what am I staying? What am I doing? I mean, obviously, you guys, I'm a communicator. So I literally, like I said, I think take about an hour a day. And just make calls and just check in on, like, I have a sheet up of all like past clients, agent partners, and I'll just literally just make calls for an hour and just, I mean, really not, hey, do you have any business for me? It's really just,
how are you?
What's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, this is what I'm doing. What's working for you? Just again, like staying in front of people and staying constant. That's it. I mean, it really is relationships, right? I mean, that's what sales is. If you're good at meeting people and talking to people and finding common ground, you will be extremely successful.
That's right.
That's it. Just really staying in front of people, I mean, not as much emails, but just sending a text, or again, I just started sending videos, and they're so corny. I look at what I send someone again. I erase it right away because I'm mortified, but I'm just being me. And that's people.
But that's why people work with you.
Right. Yeah. So just doing that, trying to get social media. Like we had a panel. We had that was awesome. That agent panel that we did.
A big panel class with four top agents, bigger team leads and stuff. And we had 60 agents show
70s.
Wow.
I think within 7. Yeah, it was awesome. And one of the things I got from the husband-wife team, especially for social media, is, that's your online resume. So be you true. And do. So I'm trying to do more with, social media, making funny videos and just kind of, bringing value to what I'm saying. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, video is actually a great marketing tool, right? Because they do get to see who you are, that people get to know who you are. I mean, they start to learn your character, and they start to expect it. Yeah. Right. They expect you to be funny and to be a little corny. And, if you start to be serious and be newscaster, like, who's this?
Right. And it's not genuine. And it's not me. Yeah. I tried to do a video with my husband not too long ago. We got scripts. And oh my gosh, he was like, "Ugh." I'm like, this is so not you. Be you. Be I have to break
You
him
said
in.
lead on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Put the
But
afro on and
There you go. There you go.
I need to break him because our dynamic together it's actually crazy. I mean, some people are like, oh my gosh, but I mean, it's a little crude at times, but I'm like, we just
No.
have to do it because
Yeah.
that's why that's
I
why
feel like
it
a
works.
creep with her stuff. The second I see them, I'm like, oh my God.
So you're creeping on her. You're like,
It's
"Oh, I gotta see this
so
one."
funny though, because you guys are just
It's who
authentic
we are.
experts, like reading
Yeah.
off numbers and
Yeah.
rates and call me today for more information.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. No. That's great. Yeah. I would highly recommend all agents to get into video if you're not doing it now,
Yeah.
right? Just be yourself. Doesn't matter what you look like because that's people love who you are, who you
Right.
look like and what you sound like. I know that people are like, I don't like the way I look or sound. Well, I'm sorry, but that's
That's who
what
you are.
exactly.
But that's what you sound like to them.
Exactly. Right.
There's
Right.
here eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Now I
In
do
the videos.
I do put filters on all my videos.
Oh,
Disclaimer here because I look fabulous.
even more
still
fabulous.
Even more fabulous. I love how I look on the filters. So
Sure.
that's a
Okay.
disclaimer, but that's okay.
All right.
Everything else is real.
Awesome. What, Megan? What are you doing to meet new clients and get out there? What are you doing?
Just like Jessica, I'm like a big socializer. I love to get out and just meet people all over the place. So I've tried to get out of my own comfort zone. So
Okay.
I'm used to doing like the texts and the emails, and I do the videos and I don't mind them. Like I'll still do them and I'll send those out in mass. But I think just getting out and actually physically meeting people now that we can, that COVID isn't as bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
So just getting out and meeting people like moms groups, rock climbing, hiking groups. I mean, really any
Past
group I can get
teachers,
into.
yeah.
I'm like, I'll do it all. So I think it's just getting out and having fun and trying to explore new things and have adventures. And that's how you meet people. And I feel like you kind of bond over some of those, commonalities. And that's how you build those relationships that eventually will hopefully help out in the future.
Okay, good. And Sarah, I know that Security Title has a bunch of different marketing stuff, but what are your favorite ones?
So some of my stuff beyond like just the regular flyers or the EDDM postcards, things like that. I like a lot of the social media posts that are more engaging. It has a little bit of information, but it starts the conversations for people. And then when, what I push a lot for my agents and what I do personally too, because I'm a big proponent of don't tell people to do something you're too afraid to do, hence why we're here today. But if all it takes is just texting, reaching out, I say leverage social media a lot, and that's where we can help with that is creating those posts or with the app that we have. The Title One app, it makes those posts that Megan, we've been talking about and stuff lately. And it provides the information. It has cute filters that you can do. It has that kind of stuff for you to engage just to get more in front of people as a human being than just here is information, buy with me, sell with me, do these kinds of things with me. It's more stuff. But we also, we co-sponsor the classes and we help bring that stuff in, not just between like lenders and agents to bring more agents to a class, but we do first-time home buyer classes with the down payment assistance programs. We help put all that stuff together. We've been doing more broker opens and open house kits for our agents where it gives you everything you need, flyer, water, Rice Krispie treats, sign-in stuff.
And those are awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I don't do them myself, but thank you on behalf of Sherry and everyone else. But
Yeah. So when I'm sitting at an open house and I have that package, I'm at the microwave popping popcorn, eating some of the Rice Krispies. No, that's great. So what I find is taking the digital marketing stuff, the social media, the videos, and combining it with the traditional marketing, right? You have the same brand, you have the same message. So you are who you are with social media, with video, and then you take your traditional marketing, your flyers, your whatever else, the printed stuff, and then you make sure that the brand matches. Right. And then you follow up with your clients or with your potential clients, and they'll see you in the digital stuff, the social media stuff, and then they'll also see it on paper. Right. So it's a great tip that I would highly suggest people get into. And your marketing rep can do that. So that's where the benefit is of when you partner with a title company, you use that marketing rep because we can save all of your branding. Yeah. So everything is the same. And when you need something new, it's super fast. No, that's a good point. Good point. All right. So let's now talk about this special program you guys are putting together here, or already put together.
Yeah.
Let's
We
hear it.
did. It's
Yeah.
done.
Jump into it.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So we have at Movement Mortgage, we always had this hero program, it's called. So for teachers in particular, which I have a background in school counseling. I was a counselor when I first moved out here, and I want to say 89 to 95% of my friends that I grew up with in New Jersey are all teachers or principals. Like everyone is in the school system back east. And I always just think of them and I'm like, I gotta really utilize this. So the HERO program is a $500 credit that we give as lenders towards closing costs.
Oh, okay.
So we partnered with Security a while back and we were like, all right, let's do something for these teachers. So Security came out with their discount, and then we have Megan bring her discount. So kind of as like a triple threat, like a trio of, I mean, these are all the people that, you know, you need in a transaction for a purchase. And it's just, I mean, to give that to teachers is, in our opinion, just the best thing we could do is that just extend our discounts to them.
Okay.
So that's what we came together and did.
Yeah. And it's nice because each one of us is giving something. So
Yeah.
security title, traditionally, we don't have a discount for teachers. We have a heroes and an investors discount where it's more for first responders. So I went to the head of marketing, Sue, and we chatted about it. And I talked to Simon, the head of the escrow side too, and got permission to be able to do this. So what the side that we give is 30% off the escrow rate,
Wow.
which is
huge.
yeah,
That's
Big
huge.
discount.
it's usually like $400 to $600. It's depending on the purchase price is how that's figured out. So I don't have like an exact amount, but it's always 30% off that escrow rate. And then Megan is also chipping in 500
500 twice the home warranty. Yep.
Well, it was something where if we're going to market together, the same thing of like, I'm not going to ask you guys to discount your stuff without pitching it as well. So doing it together with Megan being a teacher at previous schools. I mean, we just did marketing and flyering and stuff.
Yes, we did. It was amazing.
To the
marketing was so
teachers,
good.
bring them donuts, stuff like that, and just let them know that it's an option.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you come up with a name for this program? Because I know it can only happen if the three of you are involved, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there
Yeah.
a name to it yet?
You know what? We never named
Here we
it.
go.
We never named it.
Oh, we just need to be another one of these days where we say
We need to.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were on the teacher side, alliterations,
There you
things
go.
like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll leave that to you to
Yes,
figure it
for
out.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if any teacher or agent who knows teachers, well, I guess you're the agent though, right?
I am.
You are the agent.
Yeah.
I mean, if they need more information on this, what's the best way to get more info?
Probably reach out to me.
Okay.
Because then we can get that marketing. We can talk about what we can do together, and I can get them in touch with whether it's a lender, I can get them in touch with Megan, or vice versa, an agent with Jessica, and we can handle that.
And how can they contact you?
So my cell phone's on my card, so I have no problem giving that out. They can just text me or shoot me a call. It's 480-444-9479. And I swear it's not fake. It's not fake. There's no fours, but if they just, call or shoot me a text, or, I can give you my email address to post and stuff, and they can just reach out.
All right.
Or just stop into a random security title office and say, "Where's Sarah?"
Okay. Sounds good. And Megan, if a teacher happens to get a hold of this video, how can they contact you?
Same thing. My number is on all my cards as well. And so it's 602-200-4907. Super easy to remember. Also social media. I'm always on there anyways. I'm always posting. So probably the best and the quickest way is probably through my Instagram, Facebook.
All right. And Jessica?
Call me 602-828-3517. And my social media is the Kukuza team on Instagram. I don't really do much on Facebook, but Instagram is my
Instagram's the
jam.
place.
Yeah.
Anyone doing TikTok right now?
I try to. And then I don't know. You go down that rabbit hole. It's too, I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets distracted to make
It's
it.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
My family, we always joke whenever someone gets stuck on social media, we call them Alice, because it's like Alice.
Oh my
the
gosh,
the rabbit hole.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I actually reached out to I saw an agent do a reel, and the way her editing was so good. And I messaged her and she sent me a link. She goes, I get all my reels edited for $7. And it's I guess it's someone in the Philippines that has a company, and for $7. I'm like, maybe it'd be worth, because sometimes I'll spend an hour trying to figure out how to
Get the captions on there.
Yes. And it's
No, I hear you. $7. That's a good deal.
that's pretty good. So I'll
Yeah,
send
if you
you
can
that.
outsource that part and just make, if you can just make a bunch,
Right. And just
at
send
once.
it.
Mhm.
Because hers looked super. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we do it less. It looked really professional, but it was good. I don't know. So I'll send you that link if you're interested.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to.
Before we get into the next segment, is there anything else that you want the audience to know or hear, or any new programs that you guys are working on, or?
I know you have some down payment assistance
Yeah.
stuff
Mhm.
that you were posting about.
Yeah,
The
so-
2-1 buy down thing.
2-1 buy-
2-1 buy down. Yeah. 3-1 buy down. So, I would just, if anyone's listening, that's not an agent or a lender, I'm sure we're all in the business. So we know this is definitely, I tell borrowers that are kind of on the fence, this is definitely a time to buy.
Yeah.
Back when, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when the market was crazy and everyone was jumping at buying houses and there was nothing on there, if you were borrowing, 97% of loan, you were out. Like, you were 25th in line. You were getting beat out by cash buyers. People were paying over. You couldn't afford it. Right now, this is the time, if you are a borrower, to get out there, because you have leverage as a buyer. And that's what we're seeing. Concessions are given to almost every one of my deals, which has helped pay for 2-1 buy down, a 3-1 buy down, where, they're paying the upfront interest for those 2 or 3 years. And then, your first, second, and third payments are so much lower. That's amazing. And then the Home Plus, that's in Arizona. It's only for Arizona right now. Home Plus is down payment assistance. There's only, I think, 130, it could be less, spots left. And it's a 5%. So 3.5% goes towards closing cost. Towards down payment. And then the 1.5% goes towards closing costs. So it's a non-forgivable loan. It acts as a second lien. But as long as you don't sell the house, you never have to pay that 5%. So that stays on the home, but you never have to pay that.
So how long do you have to own the house, or is it forever?
It's forever.
Oh, okay.
It's the life of the loan. However, again, it just hangs there. Now, if you're refining, it'll get rolled into the loan. A lot of down payment assistance programs would do that. But again, if you don't have that 5%, if you don't have 3.5%, it's really giving you that.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. You definitely, we have FHA and conventional. So it's not just FHA. Sometimes it's just an FHA, and that could be tough to get. But yeah, it's for both conventional FHA, and it's just a great program for someone that, doesn't have 3.5% to put down in closing costs. That's, it'll get
That's
you
the
right
difference
into a
between
home.
getting a home or renting for another year.
Yeah, exactly. So might as well take advantage of it. And again, once it's gone, I don't know when Arizona will come back. So it's definitely something to, I think, take advantage, or at least look into.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that renters today, especially right now, rent is pretty high,
Mhm.
right? It's crazy high. I actually know I heard of a friend of mine who is an agent. She told me that, this couple didn't think that they could afford a home, and they were paying crazy rent. And she's like, well, just talk to a loan officer, right? Talk to a loan officer.
Yeah.
And they actually got qualified.
Right.
And they're closing on the home, I think this week or next week.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a buyer that, or someone who's looking to buy or renting, that's a good time to reach out to them and say, hey, you might try to get pre-qualified, because you may qualify for a home that you don't think you qualify for.
Yeah. Yeah. You just don't know until
You don't know until you try.
Yeah. And you don't know until we run numbers. And a big thing too, for people out there, and especially agents, maybe newer agents, make sure someone reaches out to you, make sure you have a pre-qual, make sure they talk to a lender. Cause there's so many people out there that think that they are approved for a certain amount and will run you around looking at homes and wasting your time. and I don't think they mean to do it, but they don't realize that
Yeah.
they really need to be approved.
Yeah.
So I have one agent now. She's like, nope, not showing him a house. I need your approval. I'm like, all right, you guys to give me a couple documents before, but
Yes.
that's super, super important.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So, all right. One other thing. If an agent is just getting into the business now or is struggling in their business, what would you suggest that they do? And either one or all of you can answer it. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Come to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at least, sorry to interrupt,
No,
but at least
okay.
on the title side, because again, if you're brand new and you need a lender,
Yeah.
then again, we know enough lenders and the marketing reps can help get you branded. We can help put
With
your
marketing.
branding together. It's
Yeah.
not that you have to do it and give it to us necessarily when you're brand new. We can work with that.
Mhm.
Help get your CRM, everywhere where you put all the contacts in to follow up on, help get that put together, help get you organized,
Mhm.
and then get you introduced to either a team that works for you or get you in front of a couple lenders and have you interview them. We have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So,
You guys also have great graphic designers.
yeah, we
right,
do.
to
We have in-house
put together things.
designers.
Yep.
So we're able to put that kind of stuff together to help get you at least a step 2
Yes.
beyond step 1 of getting your license. Like, what's 2, 3, 4, and 5? Like, what do I need to do next? We can help with that.
Okay. Perfect. Megan, you're about to say something?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sarah, which is awesome. She already mentioned it, but it's finding a team.
Yeah.
I think as a new agent, I didn't realize that was a thing. I was like, oh, people are on teams. That's so weird. Cause I thought, everyone was supposed to be the lone agent. You go out there and you take names and you
We
make
fight everyone
you
about
fight when you do it on your own. And it was a struggle. And I think finding the right team and finding people that will really support you and help guide you and help grow your business. I mean, that has been absolutely huge for me at least. So I would always suggest if you're on your own and you're struggling, finding a team for a little bit and kind of like gaining ground and finding your footing first is
Okay.
probably a good idea.
Perfect. Jessica,
Can I
do
ask
you have
a
anything
question?
else?
Well, I actually
Sure.
want to
Yeah,
ask
go for
Megan a
it.
question. So going from that one group that you were at for a year and then switching, what has been the big difference? Like what specifically are they doing for you? So I'm always curious of what
Mhm.
teams in real estate help with.
I think the biggest difference for me is having someone who will actually show me the ropes.
Yeah.
Because again, when you get your license, you're like, oh, cool, I've got this license. Well, what do I do with my license now?
I know how to open the door, but what do I do after that?
Yeah. Right. And I think the biggest thing for me, and again, coming from like the teaching background, is the education part of it.
Right.
It's like, who's going to teach me how to do this stuff? Who's going to teach me the types of apps that I'm supposed to be using? Who's going to teach me how to deal with XYZ with the transactions? And so I feel like that has been the biggest change from company to company.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into our next segment, which is getting in the ring. It's rapid fire questions. Now, before we do, we want to thank our sponsors, Fidelity National Home Warranty and Security Title Agency. We want to thank our great sponsors, and if you haven't already, give them a shot. All right. Let's, you ladies ready to get in the ring?
Ready.
So I'll ask the question and then all three of you can answer, or one person or two, whatever. Right. First thing is, and you've answered these already.
Okay.
You can answer them again.
Okay.
Apple or Android?
Oh,
Android.
All day.
Nice. This is the first
No.
time.
Wow.
First time we have Android more than Apple.
Wow.
That's
I've
awesome.
never seen that.
Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Hamburgers or pizza?
Hamburgers.
Pizza. True redhead. Clearly. I'm clearly out of this frame.
That was funny. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
How about this one? Favorite Netflix or streaming show? If you have time to
Show?
watch it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Selling Beverly Hills. But I don't know if that's Netflix.
Well, that's
It's-
okay.
Okay.
Like,
It's one of those
I think
series.
it's
I was trying. I
Okay.
love it.
Yeah. It can be Amazon or whatever. Hulu.
oh gosh. I'm on The Crown right now. I'm stuck.
About that. Is that really good?
Really?
I got sucked in. I was like, oh no, you need to stop. Get away from the TV. Get away from the TV.
One more episode, Bill.
I just wait till the end of this one. And then
There we go.
I think for me, it's called The Last Kingdom. It's on Netflix.
Never seen
Utrecht.
it.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's a medieval times kind of thing.
Okay.
I was really, really late to the Game of Thrones hype. Like, just started it when the most recent thing came out. We were like, oh, let's watch the original.
Mhm.
Not a big fan of it. So
Yeah.
because we were watching that, all these recommendations started coming up, and so we watched this one, and it is
That's
amazing. It's like
good.
Vikings and fighting
You
and
can get better than Vikings.
a little gory. So
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
if you're okay with like a sword through a neck at one point,
Okay. Violence is all right.
yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. Best advice you've ever received.
Be flexible.
Be flexible.
Yes.
Don't try to be somebody else.
Wow. Be genuine.
Yeah, be yourself. Yeah.
Jessica's fun.
Nice
Ooh, I
advice.
see.
There's so much. I take it all in. I'm like, I love it. Be going to that genuine, be authentic, like always be, you're true to yourself.
Be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, manifest.
Manifest. Okay. Okay.
Manifest.
What was
See
that?
it, believe it.
The book that the audio book that you talked about, or the video.
Gosh, the one in our group?
The one, is that what it's called?
No, I'm saying the when.
Oh,
talk
no, I
about
know,
our
but-
group. I'm sorry.
It's that good.
Yeah. I don't remember, but it was all about manifesting and
Yes,
stuff. And
yes.
it was really,
And I totally believe in that. Actually, kind of more. I'm going to give more advice.
Go for it.
Yeah. The advice.
Make a vision board. It's
It's actually
so
fun.
cliche.
It's fun
It's kind
to
of
do.
corny.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, we had a little event,
it makes you actually have to
my
viscerally
goodness,
think and
yeah.
look for like, what do I
and
want?
I legit have mine next to my bed. It's really bright and kind of gaudy and obnoxious, but that's me. And I look at it every morning, and it's like power of positivity. I look at that, and I just there's so much on there that it's good to see
Yeah.
because you really visualize and visualize and visualize.
No, I know what
say
I'm
it
doing
out
when I
loud.
go home.
Yeah,
When I go,
you make specific for it. Yes, you have to. It's
Okay.
so that's a good one.
Perfect. YouTube videos or podcasts?
Podcast.
So I like podcasts on YouTube
Okay.
because I don't know why, but like listening to it without a video, I can't process it as much. But
Sure.
even if I'm not looking at the video itself, just knowing that there's two
Knowing
people
there's
sitting there
Yeah.
feels like I'm on a phone call or something, you know? So,
Okay. You have a favorite one?
um,
Joe Rogan's usually.
yeah.
pretty big.
Well, I keep up with Joe Rogan just because both of my younger brothers are like obsessed with
Mhm.
him.
Sure.
So I like to keep current to know whatever joke that they start cracking. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that is.
Got it. Okay.
I'm still hip.
There you go. There you go.
Podcast.
Podcast. Oh my gosh, my nerd is coming out. It's called Dungeons and Daddies. It is not BDSM, I swear. It's not. It's a total D&D podcast. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, which strangely I've been getting into recently. I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. It's just a riot. It's so funny and it's so quirky and it's so well put together that's kind of like my go-to right now. Just because it's fun, it's uplifting, it's something that like just makes me happy.
All right. Perfect.
Call her daddy.
Oh,
It's
On
kind of
Spotify?
raunchy. Yeah.
Call her dad.
Yeah, and I
Love
listened
Daddy.
to it a while ago. I know. It's really, I would listen to it almost as a joke. I'm like,
What?
is this girl, she sounds so dumb, but she's actually, it's good.
Is
It's
it?
actually, it's kind
when
of
she does
raunchy.
interviews and stuff, she does do a good job.
Yeah, she's a great interviewer. Yeah. But she sounds, I don't know, she
Yeah.
sounds very dumb, but it's such a, it kind of just, like anything I watch or listen to, it either needs to just put me in a funny mood or I don't
Yeah.
want to get too serious. So
All right.
it's funny.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
It was great to get to
Thank
know you better. And of course, Jessica's been here before, and you're always welcome.
Thank
Both
you.
of you are always welcome. Yes, yes. So thank you all so much for joining us. And until next time, have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. Good job.
That was awesome.
Yeah.